Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my channel and my page. So, I know you guys heard the rumor that Oprah Winfrey is planning to run for president in 2020. And this video is going to kind of talk a little bit about the whole thing. Should she run for president? What is it going to look like if Oprah Winfrey runs for president in 2020? Granted, we're in 2018 right now, so 2020 is only 2 years away. And I want you guys to chime in on this. Should she run for president or should she just leave it alone? Should she just leave it alone? Now, I have my perspective on this topic and I want to share it with you guys. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys think? Should Oprah Winfrey run for president in 2020? There's this big thing going around. There's this rumor going around that she just might run for president. You guys who don't know who Oprah Winfrey is, y'all should slap yourself. But I grew up watching Oprah Winfrey. Like, my mom would religiously watch her show. She went from hosting television news to going to a talk show. And from there, she just took off. They loved her. They loved Oprah. And it's interesting to hear her story because just like everybody has a story, Oprah Winfrey has a story. This woman has seen hell. She's been through hell and back. She was abused as a child. She suffered rape, sexual abuse. She ended up pregnant as a teenager. She went through a lot. She lost her baby. She had a baby. Then she lost it. She ran away from home. Like, Oprah has went through some things. You can kind of look at her history growing up as the typical at-risk African-American young woman, young girl. You know, she went through some shit growing up. And despite the things that she went through, she overcame it. She overcame it. She went to college, and in her career, it kept going. She applied to work at a news station where she was a news reporter. And she said that, I remember her saying that her job as a news reporter wasn't as satisfying as her job as a talk show host because she basically was breaking the rules. They wanted her to be very objective and very straightforward and to the point. And when she was working as a news reporter, she would become very empathic with the guests on the show. You know, sometimes even to the point of crying. You know, like, Oprah is a very sensitive woman, and she would literally break out in tears while reporting the news. And anybody knows that you can't do that as a news reporter, as a television news reporter. So she went from being a television news reporter to hosting her own talk show. She was hosting, I think, a Good Morning Chicago. It was a morning television show, talk show in Chicago. And then they loved her so much, they told her that, hey, we should change the name of this talk show to Oprah. And so they ended up changing the name, and it became the Oprah television show. And her show actually was so successful. I think it's the longest running television talk show in history. I think over 25 years. So she was really successful with that. And then from that, everybody knows she left that platform to launch her own television network called Oprah Winfrey Network. So she's a very powerful woman, very successful woman. She has a lot of friends. Like, Oprah, it's like, who doesn't know Oprah? Who's not friends with Oprah? I don't even think she has enemies, but I think we all have enemies. But that's the thing, I haven't really seen any enemies of Oprah. I haven't really seen any enemies of Oprah. Well, maybe we might have one on this post saying, am I selling Oprah's couch? I don't know what you're talking about. But I came to you guys to talk to you guys about this topic here, about the possibility of Oprah becoming president in 2020, running for president in 2020. What do you guys think? Should she become the president? I think a lot of people, I don't know, from the comments that I see on this post, maybe some of y'all might be opposed to her running for president in 2020. So I would like to hear. Ashanti sent me here from Craigslist for the couch auction. Sir, I would like to bid on Oprah's couch. So y'all talking about Oprah's couch. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But this is not about Oprah's couch auction. This is about the possibility of Oprah running for president in 2020. And it's like there are rumors going around, and I really think that I want to kind of explore different points of view on this, because I know a lot of people, you got some people think that she should, some people think that she shouldn't, and then some people think about Obama when he ran for president in 2008, and it was just like the best thing for the Black community. Everybody was looking forward to change coming to America. People were really so excited about the fact that the leader of this country had Black skin. He was different than anyone else. And you guys talking about a couch, like, really? What is this couch you guys are talking about? But I think on one hand, people who were for Obama being elected and being the first Black president, I think it was just a good representation. It was a good model to see that he, African American, could actually get elected as president of this country, knowing our history, knowing the context of racism and everything that's happening. And I think it was a relief. It was motivation for people because they didn't think it could happen. So the very fact that it happened, people were really excited about that. People were really motivated. They felt like, okay, change has really come. Maybe we have a possibility that things can get turned around for the Black community, that we can somehow become empowered to change our situation overall. Obama was great. Now please start auction. I don't know what auction are you guys talking about? It's not an auction. But I think with Oprah, I think she might run into the same issues, because you have people who are saying that, okay, Obama didn't do anything. So if Oprah somehow decides to become president, she runs for president, people may feel that, okay, she's just going to be she's going to be this image that people can look up to. That's it. People can watch television to look at an image. I think the main thing, and this is what has divided the African American community with respect to having a Black president, is that people need to see more than just a positive image on television. People want to be able to see change for the Black community. And a lot of people looking back at what Obama has done while he was president, they're like, what has he done? What did he do for the Black community? Absolutely nothing, other than be this prototype, other than be this figurehead in the White House, to motivate people to say, hey, well, I did it, so can you, But in terms of policy changes and community work, people are scratching their heads like, what has this guy done? And then they see the work that he's done for other communities, such as the LGBT community, with legalizing gay marriage, and people are like, wait a minute. Now, of course, we can't forget that he did open the African American Museum, the National African American Museum. I think that is awesome. That is great. But when I did some research on it, I found that museum was already being developed. That museum was already in the works for 10 years. They were already planning to open and to launch that museum. So the question is, did he do that? Or was it something that was already in the works, was already under development, which it was. It just so happened that the time that it was finished, they decided to finish building it was during his presidency. So the question here is, should Oprah Winfrey run for president? What would it look like if she does run for president? I'm curious to know. Should Oprah Winfrey run for president? You guys comment below and let us know. Should Oprah Winfrey run for president? Should she? If she wants to run, let her, Beverly says. But that's the thing. A lot of people, I feel like, everyone has their points of view. Everyone has their opinions. And I think that definitely the same thing is going to happen if she decides to run. So let's say Oprah Winfrey runs for president. I am absolutely positive that she's going to win, just as Obama won. I'm trying to hide the comments because I don't know what you guys are doing down there. But I am absolutely positive that she is going to win the election, just as Obama did. When Obama was nominated, And when Obama won the election, that shit made history. That shit was groundbreaking. At his inauguration, that shit was like the Million Man March. Everybody showed up. Everybody was a part of it. Watching it on television, I remember it. Shit was like watching the Super Bowl. Millions and millions of people were tuning in. This thing was a huge election, bigger, and it's funny because we compare his inauguration and we see Trump's inauguration 4 years later, and we're like, where's everybody? Where are the people? You know, it's like his inauguration, that shit was empty as hell. No one was there. And so we already know the impact it's going to have on the world, starting with America, if and when Oprah is elected as president. This shit is really going to make history. And I think, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm biased when it comes to this topic, because I feel like it does matter the color of the skin of our leader in this country. It does matter. To have an African American woman, not just the color, but the sex, to have an African American woman as president, I think that will be so, just as it was very powerful for the Black community just to see that image on television, I think that it will be just as powerful to be able to see an African American woman sitting in the White House. An African American woman, I mean, we already see, of course, on TV, and she still continues to host her shows on television, which is very motivating, you know, because I think, especially when you have, talking about the Black community and people living in poverty and people struggling, trying to survive, and women who have been taught to hate themselves, African American women, and then you have this prototype on television where you have women can look up to. You know, you have this businesswoman, you have this figurehead on television that has all this power. Imagine how empowering that's going to be for African American women in the Black community. I think it's really going to be very, very motivating. And not just women, but especially young African American girls. Because a lot of young African American boys were definitely inspired to see Obama become president. Did Oprah sit on the couch? What are you guys talking about, a couch? Please explain to me, you guys who are coming to this post somehow by mistake, for Oprah's couch. Where do you guys hear that? You say Craigslist. Interesting. I don't know anything about that, but interesting. Oprah selling a couch? Interesting. Y'all guys coming to buy a couch. Are you serious? People lie, politicians lie, so please don't lie and start selling the couch. What are you talking about? Ashanti. I don't know who Ashanti is, and I don't know anything about what you guys are talking about. Some couch that Oprah is selling. It's not happening here. This video is about Oprah becoming president and being elected president in 2020, and I would like to hear what you guys have to say about that. There's no couch here, you guys. There is no couch. But seems like you guys are interested in Oprah and buying some couch. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's not what this video is about. You guys are fans of Oprah, apparently. So what do you guys think about Oprah running for president in 2020? What do you guys think about Oprah running for president in 2020? I know I definitely will go out and vote for her. I think when Obama was elected, like, it felt great going down there to the polls and voting for this man. And people say, oh, you vote for him just because he's Black? Why not? Why not? People say, okay, what change did he bring? Yes, it makes a huge difference. People don't understand. That's just like having a Black Jesus hanging up on the wall. People don't understand what that color of the Black Jesus does versus a white Jesus for African Americans when they're looking at it, you know, visually. subconsciously. It sends a message. When people pray to a white God every day, it does something psychologically to the mind, the association that they make when they look at that white image, you know, and it's associated with God and supreme and all powerful. That is generalized to all white people, essentially. And you wonder why there's this power dynamic between white people and black people. You know, there's this power structure in place. The religion definitely plays a role in that. And so, likewise, the color of our leader's skin, it does matter. People ask that question all the time. Does it matter? Does skin color matter? And you better believe it does. You better believe it does matter. But of course, obviously, people would like to see more than just a black skin. Like people, when they see a leader, they want to see more than just black skin. Definitely. And you guys are on here talking about some couch, which I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I find that very interesting. How do you guys come here talking about a couch? Are you guys trying to take over my post? Because I just blocked you guys from commenting. You guys trying to distract away from the conversation? Or are you trying to draw more people to the conversation? I don't know what you guys are doing. On here talking about some couch. This post ain't about no couch. Silly people. This post is about Oprah running for president. Hello. I already said there's no auction. This post is about Oprah running for president, not some couch that you guys are talking about. So whoever sent you guys to this video to buy Oprah's couch, they lied to you guys. We're not talking about Oprah's couch, but that's interesting. I thought you would think by now that if you guys are talking about what couch, first of all, what couch are you guys talking about? No one can even answer that. So I think you guys are just spam. You guys are just trolls on my posts looking for attention, apparently. Looking to disrupt my video. This video is about Oprah running for president in 2020. And I think it would be really interesting to see that. Like, there's a lot of talk, and it's just like, wow, what will this country look like? I mean, I think people talk about all of the shit that went down during Obama's presidency, how it was a lot of crime against black people, you know, by white police officers. And there was a lot of hatred, you know, it was a lot of race-related crime. And I'm wondering how will anything change if Oprah decides to run for president in 2020? Will anything change? Will anything change? You guys chime in below. Ignore those couch comments because that's not what this video is about. Somehow some people got misdirected to this video assuming that there's some couch auction going on when there is not a couch auction going on. This is not about selling Oprah's couch. This is about Oprah running for president in 2020. So you guys feel free to comment, chime in below. Should Oprah run for president in 2020 or should she just leave it alone? There's so much controversy going on right now, I think. So much controversy when we see Dr. Umar Johnson and what he's trying to do and people are attacking him. You have Tariq Nasheed attacking him. You have Dr. Boyce Watkins attacking him, and just the whole... There's a huge divide, unfortunately, within the black community, which it shouldn't be a divide. It really is sad. Team Oprah, Catherine says. If Oprah runs for president, I'm curious to know, will you guys vote for her? Who's voting for Oprah? Who would vote for Oprah if she ran for president in 2020? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Give me hearts. Like this post if you would vote for Oprah for president for 2020. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I know I would. I think I'll be the first to be down there at the polls and voting. I would be the first. And I think, oh my gosh, I think that's what our country needs. Our country needs to see a change. And I would definitely like to see that. And I feel like, it will definitely be empowering for African Americans to see that it's possible. But I wonder, I think my biggest question is, what would it look like? Let's say Oprah runs for president and she's elected. I just want to know, what would that look like, Oprah sitting in the White House? Because we know, like I say, when presidents are elected, they are essentially elected as puppets, right? They get told what to do. They can't make decisions on their own and say, okay, I want to do this. I want to open up an all-black girls' school here in America and use some of the U.S. dollars to do it. I don't think it goes down like that, It's about what people in Congress tell them to do. They are basically pawns in the system. So I think to take on a position such as president for Oprah or any other black person, I think that would be a huge challenge. And just to see what Obama went through when he was president, it's just a lot of work, I think. I think people didn't give Obama enough credit, and they came with a lot of demands. A lot of people who had those demands don't really know how politics works, don't know that it's money that drives politics and not the other way around. And people assume that automatically just because we have a black president, then there's just going to be change happening, when that's not even the case. Absolutely not even the case. So I'm curious to know, what if she runs for president in 2020, what would that look like? What do you guys think? Would you guys vote for her? You guys still talking about that couch. Guys, there's no couch. You guys are sitting here talking about a couch when that's not what this video is about. There's no couch. This video is about Oprah running for president in 2020. I'm asking you guys, should she run for president, and what would that look like? Oprah will run this-ish. Better chance of not getting bombed. I think so. And I don't know. I think the face of the leader of our country, it matters. This is about Oprah running for president. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And someone said that you guys were sent here by somebody on Craigslist. What the hell? No, you guys, what are you guys talking about? Oprah's Couch 2020. Interesting. Maybe I need to figure out what you guys are talking about. Are you guys like speaking metaphorically? It seems like, so it's not an actual real couch, right? It's a metaphor, I guess. Couch for president. Are you guys making fun because she used to be a talk show host, and so you guys are talking about her couch in that sense? Interesting. I think, yeah, people probably would still look at Oprah as this talk show host, and you go sit on her couch. And I think that's a good thing, right? Like, being that, because when we're talking about presidency, especially in this day and age, like, it's a lot of wars. Like, everybody's on edge. This whole thing about terrorist attacks and stuff like that. I think Oprah, she's a really good she's very great with community relations. That's what we need. Just like Obama, a level-headed person, very good with community relations, and is not going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, pull the plug, and then we all be fucked up. We don't need that. Excuse me, guys. The decisions that Trump has made and is making is really like starting some things in this country and internationally, and it's not a good thing. So I want to hear from you guys. Will you guys vote for Oprah? If Oprah runs for president in 2020, will you guys vote for her? Thumbs up this post if you will vote for Oprah, and share it with your friends. I think everybody is trying to push Oprah. But did she ever say that she was running for president? Did Oprah say directly, hey, I'm going to run for president? How did this rumor get started? I think people just want to see her as president. BBC. You vote for the couch? People are talking about some couch, or are you guys making fun of Oprah? I think you guys are like undercover haters. You guys love Oprah though. I remember there was this one quote I saw a couple of years ago that somebody made on Facebook to say that when somebody shows hate towards you, or hates you, it really means that they absolutely love you. People don't know how to express love, so they just express hate. They throw hate out there. But again, this post is not about an auction or selling Oprah's couch, unless you guys are speaking in some metaphor. And that's why I said, educate me. Educate me, because maybe I need to be educated. I'm out of the loop about this couch you guys are talking about. Was that what you guys are gonna call it if she does run for president in 2020? Oprah's couch. Oprah's couch. That would be interesting. Maybe she'll do interviews if she's the president. Maybe she'll talk to a lot of people and interview them. That would be interesting to see. We know Oprah has very great communication skills. She's very empathic. Like she knows how to remain neutral, I think, on a lot of issues. Not saying you gotta go and kick ass at people, but she knows how to handle very controversial topics and issues. So that would be interesting. What would that look like? Would it be just the Oprah show, the Oprah talk show? And it's crazy because it's funny that you guys are mentioning some couch. I had no idea if you guys are talking about a real couch or an auction or what. But hearing you guys say that, it takes me back to, when was it? 2010 that was? I think when this woman I came across, I was living in Atlanta, and I swear this thing, it was so, like her words, when she said it was like a premonition. It was like, it kind of creeped me out a little bit, but she predicted that Oprah would become president. And she said it with such certainty too. Like, when Oprah becomes president, it's like going to be this new world order. And she talked about Oprah's church, how Oprah has this mega church on television, and basically is persuading people. I don't know what is Oprah, because it seems like to me Oprah is innocent. Oprah is harmless. Like, Oprah didn't do anything to anyone. But back then there was this talk that Oprah, like, she was the Antichrist and she was going to turn people away from Jesus. And I remember, she said this several times that Jesus is not necessarily the way to the Father. And when she said it, I didn't necessarily understand what she meant when she said that at the time. I did not necessarily understand what she meant, but I found it to be quite interesting now that I look back and my perspective has changed, that, wow, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, people have their personal beliefs, and when it comes to religion, right? But I don't necessarily see that as y'all can't hear me. Okay, let me put the phone down. I have a bad habit, you guys, of covering the mic. Thanks for letting me know. So you guys aren't robots, because it seemed like you guys were robots. John Lee says, New World Order, not a bad thing. I don't know. What would that look like? I think being that she has, the power that she has, right, over the African American community, it's like all you need to do is put her in a seat, put her in office, and just like with Obama, it's going to get everybody else's attention. Everybody is going to listen to her. People will listen to Oprah. Black people will listen to Oprah. They will follow her. So they may not follow Trump, but they will follow Oprah. Communist dictator. She becomes president, everyone gets a couch. Everyone gets a car, right? When she was just giving out all of those, like, Oprah got some money, apparently, and Oprah got some clout. That means she got connections. Like, a lot of people know her. But my thing is this, do people really have her best interest at heart? It's one thing to say, okay, I know a lot of people, I have a lot of friends, but are they really your friends? Like, do these people really have your best interest at heart, or are they just around you because you have money and you're successful? And I think that that's something that I would want to really, I think that question should be asked. You have to be careful. But I think it would be a beautiful thing. Oprah for president, 2020. Oprah gets checks from the white man on the couch. You guys are stuck on this couch. You guys are obsessed by some couch. Please educate me. What is this couch you guys are talking about? I was trying to catch up on some of you guys' comments. Some of them just like skipping over because I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Where do you guys come from? Who sent you guys? Who sent you guys? Will you guys vote for Oprah? Sounds like you guys are Oprah fans. I told you I don't know nothing about no dang on couch auction. You keep asking me something about some dang on couch auction. What couch? Oprah I'm pretty sure she sold the couch that she had on the show, the Oprah Winfrey show that was in Chicago. So I know y'all ain't talking about that couch. What is this? What are y'all talking about? No, sweetie, I don't have no ad on Craigslist. I just decided to go live to ask you guys about Oprah and her becoming president, to give you guys perspective on Oprah becoming president in 2020. Then all of a sudden I get bombarded with all of these comments about some couch. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Who sent you guys? There's no couch. I've said that over and over again, and you guys still are talking about some freaking couch. By the way, I do live in Hollywood, California, and the Oprah Winfrey Network is really not that far. I think it's in West Hollywood. It's not that far from where I live, but I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, we're talking about Oprah Winfrey running for president in 2020, and what will that look like? What will that look like? Because it's funny, like, it'll be the second black president. A lot of people say, oh, Obama wasn't the first black president. Who the hell was the first black president? We talking about black. His dad was black, Of course, his mom was Hawaiian, but Obama is black. Obama is black. And then Oprah Winfrey, there's no question she's black. Both of her parents are black. So Oprah coming behind Obama, that would be beautiful. It would be like an Oreo. Think about it, you guys. Like, symbolically speaking, when you think about it, you have Obama, he did 8 years. Then Trump came in and do 4 years. And then Oprah come behind Trump. That's like an Oreo. Like, how beautiful would that be, you guys? I think that would be a pretty image. Because I don't think Trump can do another 4 years. He talk all that big dick talk and shit like that, with his big head. But I really don't think Trump can do another 4. I don't think he can handle it. I think he get too caught up in social media and what people have to say. He doesn't know how to like tune things out or whatever. So he focuses on everything in front of him versus focusing on what's most important. And I don't think he will be able to do it. I don't know. And then he's getting old. It's like, just stick to business, man. Stick to investments. Give it back to somebody who is really going to bring change for America and not try to go and start wars, That's my take on it. You probably seen me in a movie, but it definitely, I don't know about Arnold. What are you guys talking about? I've been in a few movies as a background actor. You say Obama was king of wars? This country, I think, is all about war. Like I said, it's just like any other organization. You can take any other organization, right? And if you hire a new president to run that organization, you think that new president is going to be able to just change everything? No. And this organization we're talking about is America. Like, there are laws set in place. The president just can't come in and just overturn the thing. That would be a dictatorship. We don't want that. I'm trying to read some of you guys' comments, the ones that matter. What if the politicians are more corrupt than the criminals. I mean, well, that's what they say, but I don't know. You guys think that Oprah would bring corruption to the White House? How do you feel about Gayle being the... Oh, I was going to talk about that, Sarah. That is a good one. Because we know Oprah is not married. You know, she's not dating anyone, right? She's a single woman that all this success that she has, and she has a best friend named Gayle. I think that would be beautiful. I don't have anything against gay marriage or homosexuality. Nothing at all. So I think it would be beautiful. You know, they're girlfriends or whatever. I don't think necessarily on the intimate level, but or a sexual level, but you know, they are best close friends, and I think that would be beautiful to have Oprah, you know, as president, and then have Gayle as first lady, I guess you can say. You know, she'd be right there, like they say, right hand man. She's her right hand woman, right? You said Oprah will change everything, then the president can't change anything. I don't think I quite said that, John. I said that the fact that if we elect the African American female president, definitely, of course, it's going to change some things. You know, I think we undermine the significance of just race, color. It matters. You get what I'm saying? There's so much association. We have so much associations with race, you know, and how things have been in this country. We know we've had all white men as leaders of this country. So to have a person of a different race, it says something. It communicates. It sends a message. So I'm looking for, I have to like weed through some of the comments, because some of y'all acting like little kindergartners without brains. I don't communicate with ignorance. Sorry. But yes, I can have a conversation with people who are staying on topic, because the topic of this video is about Oprah running for president, not about some couch. You guys made that up. You guys definitely made that up. I ain't say nothing about some couch or some auction. That's something that you guys made up. So I will address comments that are related to the topic and just ignore the ones and block the people who are off topic. We have had 44.5 white men as president. Obama changed a lot for the black community. Less jobs and lower education. Lower education? How so? I think some of y'all just talking out the side of y'all heads. Can we get some people with great insight and political knowledge to join this post? Because apparently you guys are just all over the place. No, that's not what this video is about. This video is not about some auction. I have no clue what you guys are talking about. So wrong post. But yeah, we can have a real conversation if you guys want to have a conversation, because apparently you guys are here. And we're not talking about what you guys you assume this post was about. Oprah hasn't given me anything, so we're not talking about electing Oprah for president just because she gives away. What has she given to the black community? When Oprah had her show, everybody know most of the audience was white women, middle-class white women, and yeah, she will always give out things to them, but she hasn't necessarily given. No, she built a school in Africa, the girls' school, which I think is very beautiful. That's awesome. A lot of people, I think, with money take their money outside of America. I think because it's cheaper. You know, it's cheaper and there's less regulations when it comes to things like that, you know, building a school. That's what people were trying to tell Dr. Umar Johnson. Like, he has this idea to build a school, and, you know, of course, he's working with limited funding, and they're pitching the idea for him to take his idea, his business plan, and go to Africa with it because there are less regulations. Oh, guys, my foot is falling asleep. And I'm trying my best not to cover up the mic, so bear with me, guys. Let me know if I'm covering up the mic. The blackest president we ever had was Clinton. He got head in the White House from a white girl. Y'all call that black? Say Oprah richer than God. You say Oprah qualifies to be president because she's black, William? No. Being black don't. Oh, sorry. Let me put the phone down. I pick up the phone because I'm trying to reposition myself. No, not necessarily. That don't qualify you to run a country just because you're black. Hell no. If that was the case, what was the guy name? I'm not good with names. That black president elect, not elect, but candidate that was running for president, and he owned pizza shops. It's like, no, hell no. Everybody is not qualified. I think, let me try to position this phone, y'all. Bear with me. People know her. Oprah has power. I think people don't understand politics. Politics is about power, man. If you got that much pull over people, then yeah, people are going to look up to you as a leader. I find it interesting how people often say, oh, what qualifies that person as a leader? They ain't a leader. You know, some people say, oh, well, you can't be, people can't call you a leader. You have to proclaim yourself that you're a leader. Not necessarily. People will make, if a lot of people follow you, then you are a leader. Whether you want to be a leader or not. If you're an American-born citizen over 35, you're qualified. Okay, I might run for president. Like, that would be awesome. No, sweetheart, no. I don't know what y'all talking about. Sending some money for a couch? No. I already told you guys that. I mean, come on, you guys. Are you guys that silly? Somehow, some people got sent to this post, this live video, thinking that there was going to be some couch auction, some Oprah couch auction. Where do you guys get that from? That is bogus. Like, I think y'all making that up. So get off my freaking post with some lies, because y'all on here making up stuff. And the topic is not that. The topic is Oprah running for president, and y'all trying to be silly. If I win, do I have to pay right away? What is you talking about? Y'all know, so y'all must be know something I don't know. Please clue me in on this. You get what I'm saying? Clue me in. I don't know what y'all talking about. And I already said there is no couch auction. We're talking about Oprah running for president. Okay, so now we have a real comment, because y'all just talking all of these other comments. Y'all just... So Ricky says, so let me get this straight. Everyone was losing their minds that Trump was running for president because he didn't have any political experience and was on TV. But now that Oprah comes out and says she's running for president, all of a sudden it's awesome idea, makes sense. I mean, my thing is this, you're right. It's like a double standard. So y'all let Trump do it. Trump got elected and he know nothing about no dang on politics. Well, apparently, I mean, not to say people, a lot of times people say he didn't know nothing about it. You gotta know something about politics to make as much money as you make in business. So business and politics goes hand in hand, in case you guys didn't know that. But if you want to take that idea and run with it, then yeah, like having no experience, traditional political experience. Yes, people were surprised to see that Trump actually decided to run for president and got elected with no traditional political experience, right? And Oprah, people are like, oh, well, what qualifies her? So I guess that question will be raised. How should she become qualified? Well, if you know how to communicate, you know how to be diplomatic, you know how to maintain your stress levels. And the following that she has, it's like she has pull in America. You not know how many people follow Oprah? She's already a leader in her own right. Whether you guys want to follow her or not, or listen to what she has to say, I think she's a very great communicator. Oprah can give a what? Okay. Y'all is like, y'all are a trip. At least Oprah has a genuine personality, unlike Hillary. You guys are speaking about some metaphorical couch. I think that's when people think about Oprah, they associate her with a couch. So when I went live on this video today, you guys automatically assume that we're talking about a couch. I don't know how entertaining this is. This is funny. What are you guys talking about? What? Wait, I'll vote for Oprah if video leaks of her talking about grabbing man by the ball. That's funny. We don't need celebrities. What? This is like asking a couch to run for the what? Okay. I'm just skipping all the couch comments because I told y'all behind is not about a couch, but y'all still talking about a couch. I want to make this about a couch. If every politician sells out and if she makes the office, she will too. She won't change anything. So you think she's going to sell out? That's definitely a possibility, right? Because like I say, the power ain't really in her hands. I mean, you may feel like you have power and you're in control at that level, but it don't really rest in her hands. I don't know what y'all talking about. It's like all these trolls on my post. Where y'all come from? Who sent y'all? Tell them don't send y'all back here. Don't send y'all back here. Cause y'all trying to derail the conversation. I told y'all once again, there's no freaking couch auction. So who sent y'all? Drop the name of the person who sent y'all. Y'all say Ashanti. Who is Ashanti? Drop the last name. Okay, drop her last name. Who is Ashanti? I don't even know a person by the name of Ashanti. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just twiddling y'all fingers. Nothing else better to do, I guess. And who would she be running up against? I guess if Trump decides to run for president again, then she'll be running up against. That would be interesting, man. I feel like politics is just a whole show. People be talking to me, oh, you've seen what Trump said? It's like, dude, I don't care. I really don't care. It's not really going to make a difference either one way or the other. You know, a lot of things are just out of people's control. People feel like, you know, they on the edge of their seats waiting to hear the next thing that comes out of Trump's mouth. You know, and knowing, y'all know, like, how, I don't get it. How do y'all let somebody I remember when he first got elected. And it was my first semester as a PhD student out here in LA. And the next day, oh my gosh, people were coming to class crying, like they were breaking down. They were literally breaking down because he had won the election. They were in fear, afraid, not knowing what to expect. He had this whole talk about immigration and building a wall. And of course, we know, like, there's a lot of immigrants in this country. That is definitely going to break up families. And I didn't really understand the impact, the gravity of it until I came across someone who was impacted by this whole situation. And I'm just like, it kind of hurt my heart because I'm like, really, this shit is freaking real. You don't really know how real it is until it comes at your doorstep. And you like, this is some real shit. This is really happening. You know, like what he said on TV is not just for entertainment. It's something that is happening. It's impacting families. You know, people can't even leave. I have a coworker, another intern student who's also trained to become a psychologist. She was telling me that, you know, the immigration ban has impacted her because now, you know, her husband can't even go back home. If he leaves, he can't come back. You know, they're not going to let him come back. And I'm like, that's awful. Not only that, but the family can't come visit, you know, because he has his Muslim ban. It's just ridiculous, you know. And I was talking about this the other day with my supervisor, too. How crazy it is, you know. it's a very interesting discussion that we had. We talked like for 2 hours. You know, it's interesting. We can talk politics. Like, what kind of supervisor y'all know? Clinical supervisor, where you can actually have a conversation. We can talk politics. Me as a black woman, him as a white man can come together. Even though, you know, he's my clinical supervisor, we can come together and talk some politics, you know? Because I like to see things from different points of view. Sometimes, yes, a lot of things I'm very passionate about, but I think I have enough ego strength to be able to kind of put my own personal perspective aside for a second to listen to and hear other people's perspectives without getting all bent out of shape and, you know, want to strap up, want to boot up, and want to, you know, throw some blows. So I like hearing other people's perspective, as long as it's logical. Now, y'all on here talking about some dang on couches, like, come on, get out of my face. I can't have a conversation with that because it's like gibberish to me. It literally is like y'all speaking a different language and I have no clue what you're talking about. But if you guys get on here and you're expressing something, you know, your point of view on a topic, such as what I came to today with you guys with, talking about Oprah running for president 2020, then we can have a conversation about that. We can definitely have a conversation about that. And, you know, he was talking about how, you know, the immigration ban, and he was basically bringing up how what's happening in our country with Trump, and how he's just making decisions at the drop of a dime without giving people warning. Like, people didn't have time to prepare for this whole immigration ban. And he was comparing it to what's happening in the mental health industry, especially out here in California, with regulations, with state and federal regulations, how just at the drop of a dime, they will write a law and then put it into effect. And then all of a sudden people have to somehow adapt to this new change in the law. And it's just like no kind of warning, nothing. You know, these laws get passed behind closed doors. People don't even have no type of awareness of what's happening. And then, boom, you know, you are obligated to follow the law. And if not, it's like, how are you going to catch up? You know, my supervisor, he owns a nonprofit organization. He owns a private practice, essentially. And just like other people, other facility owners, they get a lot of funding through the government. People who treat people. You know, I work in the industry of treating people with mental illness. And we get a lot of funding through the state and federal government. And he's saying that he was at a meeting where they were discussing how there could be some changes. Just rapid change. These changes happen. And then he brought it up, and I mentioned how what's happening, you know, with our country and our president, and how he's no different. Like, he even said it. He said with Trump as president, you know, it's nothing, you know, that you can do. It's like you have a president that feels okay, they can make an order, you know, and then passes bill into law, and then boom. It's like, that's not necessarily good. I don't know. I don't think that's the kind of country that people want to live under. People don't want to live on a dictatorship. People don't want to live under that kind of rule. You know, we're supposed to be a democracy, and it's unfortunately not like that. We need change. Yes, we do, Trevor. All the celebrities you think have high moral fiber really don't, just a bunch of biased perspectives. So yeah, you know, I feel like we don't want to live in that kind of country. I was reading some of you guys' comments, but I don't know. You guys are saying something about things that have nothing to do with this. Somebody said fake news. So you're saying Oprah running for president is fake news? You guys really? Propaganda is a trip, y'all. This is y'all way of spreading propaganda, making it popular. people talk often about the black community and how this whole like controversy with Dr. Umar Johnson and Tariq Nasheed, right? Dr. Umar Johnson, he's a psychologist who wants to build a school for at-risk African American boys, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, right, we talking about something good. He has a plan to do something good, yet and still around it is so much controversy. Like, it's so many distractions. People popping up with their own news stories, making up lies, and I think that's what you guys are doing. Like, every time, and people like to say, oh, it's black people, ignorant black people, but so I see some of y'all pictures, some of y'all, a lot of y'all are white here comment on this post, and y'all talking about a couch, and essentially what y'all doing is just trying to distract from the real purpose. I don't get sucked up into that. DTF, what is DTF? What is DTF? You say black women, no, that's women, period. No, I ain't got nothing to do with race. Nothing to do with race, it's just women. Women, on average, use more words than men within a day. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's definitely proportionally higher than men. So we definitely use more words a day. Oprah is racist? You say Oprah racist? How is she racist? Against who? Can't be white people. All those white friends she got. I think if anything, unless you're talking about against black people, I don't know. I think to a certain degree, everybody has a bias, racial bias. That's what my research is on. Implicit racial bias. Assessing implicit racial bias in children and looking at black identity development in adults. And yeah, we all have a bias. Unfortunately, a lot of black African Americans have been conditioned to hate themselves, you know. So she might have that. She might have that bias, you know, and hating parts of the African American community for what? I don't know. When at the end of the day, I mean, generally speaking, it's not black people who's the enemy. It's y'all. Look at y'all on here. And there's this thing that I realized and I heard, even on YouTube, where people will make a video, right, on race. And y'all don't think people know this, but we know. We know, we've caught on. People have recognized in this and caught on what's happening. This is what people will do. So someone will go and make a video, right? Most likely black, let's say a black person. And then the comments, the pictures, right? People will comment. These are trolls saying racist comments like you guys are doing, right? But what they will do, they will use a black person's picture. So it's really fraud. They will disguise themselves as a black person to make it seem as though, to send the message, to give the impression to people who look and read the comments that, okay, you got black people doing all this infighting. And I feel like that's another tactic, I think, that we see with the rise of social media, because people like to hide behind profile pictures. You see a lot of that. So wise people, we can see right through that, you know. These are not real black people. A lot of them are white people disguising themselves as black people just to start infighting within the African American community. That's so unfortunate, you know. And it's like, that's what you guys are doing. Some of you guys are on here and you're talking about some couch. What I already said like 10 times already in this video, that this video is not about some Oprah's couch being auctioning, but you guys, I guess, want to take over. You guys, I guess, want to take over the topic of the video, being that the topic is obviously Oprah running for president in 2020, and you want to divert the focus away and to talk about some silly stuff. I get it. I get it. Racism starts in what? In this world, not before your birth. So that means it's a social construct everyone needs to just let go of. That's a good point, I think. And I said this before in another video I made a couple days ago, how I was, I'm friends with a police officer. NYPD, and how he said that we were talking about race. We talk about race. That's just my research focus. But he says there's an obsession with race in this country. And I talk about how there's still racism that exists. He was like, he think it's just an obsession. People are obsessed with race and skin color. And it's like, those are the times that we live in. Those are the times that we live in. We can't blame white people. We know who started this whole race thing, who made it an issue. We know who started this whole thing, right? It started with slavery. We trace the roots back. It started early on with slavery. They chose black people. They went over there to Africa, got the best of the blessed. They were blessed, all right. The best, strongest black Africans. I'm about to say African Americans. But, we are descendants of Africans. But they got the strongest Africans from Africa, recruited them, brought them over here. And we get it. Y'all need to help building America, But you ain't have to treat us like that. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's where it started at. And it's just since then, it's always been this riffraff between blacks and whites in this country. Because any respectable human being want to realize that's no way to be treated, and it's going to fight. And that's what black people have been doing in this country since then. Been fighting. And then, I think for the most part, African Americans don't want to make anything about race. We just want to live our life. Nobody wants to say, oh, this race, or pull so-called some race card. This is race. But it comes down to that when we have these systems set up. You get what I'm saying? Nobody is oblivious. Nobody is blind, aloof to the fact that we have these systems set up that are keeping black people down. We're not saying that white supremacy, quote unquote, is responsible for every problem in the black community. No, because black people need to own up and take responsibility for their contribution to some of the social issues affecting, our community. So no, white people will never get that much credit. Can never give white people, another man, that much credit, right? That's just like a bad relationship. Yes, you were with somebody, right? You married or dating somebody, and the relationship was very toxic. It's not smart to give another person that much power in a relationship and say, oh, they did this, they did that, da. It's like, okay, so what does that leave you? Powerless. Like you didn't have a choice. You don't have a role. So we all have a role, I think, in a situation. And it's never smart to give another human being or institution or group of people that much power over you to say, oh, white people are responsible for every condition. But, I think there's some interaction going on where you have history, you have what's happening, you have black people, their reaction to it, and just a lot of things that are interacting with each other that is causing this. I'm going to read some more of you guys' comments. Ignorance breeds racism. Humans naturally fear what they don't know and aren't familiar with. That's true. That's true. Too many excuses in life. We all have choices. I know that's right. My perspective is speaking from empowerment. And I feel like it's not empowering the black community to take a stance as, and one of my old friends, he even said, like, he's going to stop using the phrase white supremacy. He's going to call it the system of what it is. And I was like, that is funny. You know what? I like that. Call it the system of what it is, because we give things power. People don't realize, language is so important. The words that we use, how we frame things is so important. If you go around and you use these words and these phrases, you basically giving power to this thing that you say is oppressing you. Okay, what are you guys talking about? So you got a whole bunch of racist people on this post that associate Oprah with the couch. So that's why, for you guys who are just tuning in, you guys may be reading some of the comments and you see a lot of people talk about some couch. There's no couch, you guys. I think people, what they're trying to do is to distract from the conversation about Oprah running for president in 2020. And they just want to kind of make fun of her, I guess, or the idea of her running for president. So that's why you guys see all those couch comments. They're really coming from racist white people who don't want to see Oprah run for president. So if you guys are like me, you're able to kind of ignore ignorance. But thumbs up for you guys. Anybody who wants to vote for Oprah. For you guys, you know, who feel that Oprah should not run for president, feel free to comment below and let us know. What do you guys think about that? If you guys choose to not vote for Oprah, why not? And I'm sitting here watching my Beyonce, as always. Beyonce concert. Yeah, that's what it is. I figured it out. It didn't take long to figure it out. It's a whole bunch of racist white people. Y'all can't fool me. You can't fool me with your fake profile pictures. I get it. Trust me. You know how I got it? Because I've seen it for myself firsthand on YouTube, where you have white people, like racist white people, they disguise themselves behind black profile pictures. That's a new thing going on. So you have people, yeah, to make it seem as though they're black so that the comments won't be deemed as racist. Because think about it, if you have a comment, a racist comment, and you have a white picture attached to that racist comment, those comments will get flagged. You know, racism is not good, right? Like in this country, we look at it, it's offensive, it's hate, you know, it's a hate crime. So nobody want to go to jail and get arrested for a hate crime. So oftentimes, yeah, people are hiding behind. That's what y'all doing. And y'all talking about some couch, you know, making the association with Oprah to some couch that don't even exist. Nobody ever mentioned no freaking couch. So I would like to really have a real conversation with you guys and see. A lot of comments have been coming in. Yeah, stress-free and beautiful. Thank you, Alial King Alexander. I stay stress-free because I love my beauty and I love my health. And I always say, y'all ain't gonna run me to no freaking grave, baby. You ain't gonna stress me out. Is it in America's best interest for another billionaire to run for president? But that's the thing. The issue, I don't think, is the fact that is a billionaire. I think it's the fact that he is a narcissist. Everybody says he's a narcissist. But he definitely has narcissistic traits. You know, I wouldn't necessarily call him a narcissist, but people say that. People say he's a narcissist. And when you look at him, you know, and the way he moves, I guess people say it's narcissistic traits. But me living in New York City for a couple of years, and I'm about to get ready to move back there from LA, my take on it is that he's just a typical New Yorker. It's not to say all New Yorkers are like that, but come on. Sometimes it's just a cultural thing. And it's not uncommon to come across people in New York, a lot of other people that live in New York, you know, born and raised, that have that same type of mentality that he has, you know, has the same kind of gusto that he has. So I say, if you ask me, I say typical New Yorker. I say it all the time, you know, when I comment on certain things on social media, on Facebook. When people make comments about Trump, I'm like, typical New Yorker, child. Now, okay, first y'all said Chris's, now you say Angie's. Child, these are trolls. Because these are the same people that been here. How long this video been going on? Let's see. 1 hour, which I'm about to go ahead and end it. Same people that been here since the beginning of this video. And I done told them that there's no freaking, they claim that, oh, they were sitting here from Craigslist. Same people now saying Angie's List, talking about they heard about some couch. That don't exist. That's talking about Oprah's couch for auction. Like, oh, is this the auction? This is where Oprah's couch auction is taking place? And I already said no. But I'm not like, y'all are just, what are y'all? Just some sillies. If Oprah doesn't own any golf course and deletes her Twitter account, I'll vote for her. Fool me once. Comment below if you guys think that Oprah should run for president. Okay. Oh, let me get. Whoa. Hold on, y'all. I can't wait to get some furniture. Ugh. Go shopping, moving to my new place. Okay. Yeah, I need to get me a new bed. No, a new bed. I need to get a new bed. Dude, for you guys are tuning in, and then I'm about, you know what? I'm about to just block some of y'all because y'all really get on my dang on nerves talking about something. It's just a couch auction, and what they're doing, they're making a mockery of Oprah. I can see y'all doing this when she do run for president. Let's get it. Let's make it happen, y'all. Since y'all sitting here commenting with this foolishness, let's make it happen. Let's get. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can't hear me because I'm holding the phone and I tend to accidentally cover the mic sometimes. But let's make it happen where we get Oprah to run for president because I can see y'all with the same foolishness 2 years from now talking about some dang on couch for president, making jokes about Oprah. Vote for Oprah. Yes. Y'all know what side I'm on, so y'all already know. Y'all already know where I stand on the issue. But I definitely created this video to see where y'all stand. To see what do y'all think. I say I can't give a reason why she should run. Because it's different. Doing something different. People say it's ignorant to elect a person just because of race. I like Oprah. I grew up watching Oprah. I think she's a good person outside from her race. You get what I'm saying? I like her personality. I like her as a person. Definitely. And when it's funny, even when Trump was running for president, and this is before the results came, before we even knew that he had won the election. I said it. And my classmates were so surprised because like, how can you predict that? It's like, dog. How long have y'all been living in America? I've been living here 34 years, going 35 years, right? Y'all don't know how shit goes in this country. Whoever got the most money wins. Trump had the most money. That's how he won. You can tell just by the narrative that the news paints. When you're watching news, because I did watch a little bit, and I don't really watch TV like that much, but at that time, I was, of course, I saw some sound bites and some clips and stuff of his campaign. I'm like, yeah, he already won. You can tell. You can tell. It's like he was just, you can tell. It's ways you can tell when a president is going to win. And people have been talking about Oprah running for president for the longest. And she's going to win. Mark my words. She run for president. There's no way she's going to lose. There's no way. They're going to make sure she wins. She's going to win. I think it's going to be beautiful for history. If not for anything else, just for breaking history, breaking records in history. Okay, I don't care who runs. I don't think Oprah is particularly the person who can fix this shipwreck. But if she can, that's the thing. Y'all don't know nothing about politics. Y'all expect a person to come in and become president and fix the country. That's the idea, I guess, but that ain't the reality. That definitely is not the reality. They only can do but so much. The time that they have, What's Oprah's agenda? That's the thing. I don't even know where her views are, where she stands on whatever issues that we are having. I don't know. I just think it'll be really exciting. Like I said, I grew up watching her in the 80s through the 90s when she had her talk show. I like watching it. People say, oh, well, we live in this day and age now where you have celebrities becoming presidents. Hey, who else gonna do it? Y'all talking shit. Y'all go and run for president.
Who else is running for president? You won't have nobody else running. My thing is, okay, so why complain about the people who are doing it? Unless you can get up there and do a better job, unless you got the balls to get up there and run for president, then do it. Do you know anything about, if you do, then that statement don't apply to you, Gabe Zimmerman. If you're taking offense, assuming that I'm talking about you, I'm talking about people who speaking out there behind. A lot of people do that. They don't know anything about politics. Have not a clue. So they assume that a person can come in and just change everything and fix everything. And it's just like, it don't work that way. It would be nice though. But that would be something different. I think that would be more like a dictatorship. We don't want this country to turn into a communist country. A lot of people don't. When I say we, I mean just generally speaking. A lot of people just don't want that. They feel like they like the way it was. It's just certain things that they feel need to be changed. And it's like, how can you please everybody? Because this country is divided, not just along the racial lines. This country is divided along economic lines. You know, you got people that got a lot of money, people that don't have no money, people that got some money. You know, I would say majority of us just ain't got no goddamn money. You know, even the middle class, they barely making it, living paycheck to paycheck. You know, you got a lot of black people, poor black people looking up to these white people assuming, oh, they better than us. They ain't better. They ass broke too. Barely can pay their mortgage too, child. Stressing out, going to the doctor every other week, you know, for things, sick in hospitals. So I think it's an illusion sometimes that people in the black community have, that white people are just doing better than them economically or financially, and that ain't the case. And I think that's where it goes back to language and the narrative, because if the narrative has been for so many years, white people are bad, white people up here, black people at the bottom, that narrative gets repeated over and over again until somebody changes the narrative. And people gonna always think white people got all this, black people don't have nothing. And that, what does that do for a group of people? That makes people feel powerless, you know? And I think that's what they want. They want to keep the power, you know, in the hands of white people, you know, a certain group of people, and to make sure the other group of people, blacks, don't get it. Why does it have to be a black and white thing? Because it already is. Don't kill me. I'm just a commentator. You get what I'm saying? Don't kill me. I didn't start it. You're acting like I started a race war. I didn't start no race war. This thing has already been, when I was born in 83, it was already here. The race war was already here. When you guys were born, it was already here. I understand, y'all. I know at this point, people are so sick and tired of hearing about race. I understand it. Trust me, I get it. So sick and tired of hearing about it. Let's get on. Let's just go on and talk about some other things, right? And that's why sometimes I get tired of talking about race. And so you'll see some of my videos on my page and on YouTube where I don't mention nothing about race. You know, I have other things I'm interested in. I talk about other things outside of race. But politics is one of my interests. And along with politics comes race. You know, and race relations. So that's what I talk about. I like to talk about a lot of things though. BDSM, that's one of my favorite topics. Sex, I can go on and on. I have videos where I did 3-4 hours talking about sex and BDSM and dominance and submission and different things. You know, I did a video on sexual dysfunction. I did videos on all kinds of things, you guys. Mental health related issues. So it's not just about sex. You guys calling me sir. Thank you for calling me sir. I don't get offended by that. That don't offend me, you know. I'm a female. I identify with female, but I'm not offended by calling me sir. Thank you. Thank you. Men have power in this country. They definitely do. Have a lot of power in this country, so there's nothing wrong with being referred to as a sir. Now, if it was the other way around, if I was a man, you calling me a woman, then I don't know, maybe I might take offense to that. I'll take offense to you calling me a sir. It just means that maybe I'm speaking from a powerful position. So thank you. What else y'all talking about? There ain't no race war. I live surrounded by gun owning white people and nobody bothers me. Whatever. Well, we're not. See, that's the thing, y'all. Come on, the language. Y'all think of war, y'all think of guns, and that ain't what we talking about. Even though people are dying, by gunfire, and is related to race, but that's not necessarily what people mean by the race war. It happens. This race war is more sophisticated than that, you guys. That's happening. And people act like they don't see it, like they don't understand that there is this issue going on. Whether you call it a war or not, it's a war because people are fighting. Black people are fighting, number one, for equality. They've been fighting forever for that shit. Which to me, that concept don't make no kind of sense to me. Yes, I'm from the South, so yes, I can speak my slang. And I'm 34. Y'all ain't talking to nobody who's 21. Y'all talking to a woman who is 34, so that shit doesn't offend me. When y'all crack jokes, I don't care about that, I know who I am as a person. But couch gang. So that's what y'all are? A couch gang coming on here. The war on Christmas is real. I swear, y'all are so interesting. Some of these comments are hilarious. But, like I said, black people have been fighting for equality. And it's, like I said, that concept don't really make any sense to me. Why equality, equal to what? Equal to white people? Because it was written in the books that black men were what they call it, 3/5 of a man. Is that what it was? They had it in the Constitution that black men were considered 3/5 of a man. So you want to be equal, to be considered as a man equal to white people? No. Let's fight for something else. Let's fight just for black identity sake, Let's fight to hold on and to keep our African heritage. That's what I think we should be fighting for. We got to change the narrative. Equality. I think that's the problem right there. I'm glad y'all mentioned that. I'm glad y'all brought it up. I'll do a video on that. I think I've been talking to you guys a little bit too long. But bingo. That's what it is. People need to be fighting for a black identity. To hold on to the African identity. That's what we should be fighting for. But no, we're fighting to be white people or to be equal to white people. That's interesting. And it's a fight because, you can say a war, fight. I kind of use those words interchangeably or synonymously or whatever. But same thing, war, fight. And, it's become a fight because you can tell it's a fight. Why? Because look what's happening. It's like you'll have one thing happen and then there's a reaction to it. So you have police shooting, killings, and then you have black people responding to that in riots, in these Black Lives Matter movements, right? That's happening. And then in reaction to the Black Lives Matter movement or the riots, or protests, you'll have this thing called black extremism that the FBI have come up with. It's like, where did they get this from? But it seems to me, I get it. On one hand, is to protect the status quo, the establishment, right? So they don't want black people like a Dr. Umar Johnson coming in with his, views. They call it extreme, but really, he's just fighting for the black community, not for equality. He's actually fighting for separatism, for black people to kind of wake up and to be able to form a community, unite, and build within America, And I think in reaction to that, people are afraid because they're like, okay, what is that going to look like? If black people separate themselves from white people and we segregate, right? We wake up somehow and know who we are and realize that being African is something there, is something valuable in terms of being an African. Because I think overall, when people think about Africa, they think of poverty. They think of, like you don't think of power, people think of, oh, like looking at the content. I was just having this conversation with my supervisor, and the way he referenced Africa compared to other countries is like Africa ain't shit, essentially, you know? Like, what does Africa have to contribute to America in a sense? We were talking about immigration and immigration policy and how this country shows favoritism. Our leaders in the country and people who have power, like Donald Trump, shows favoritism towards certain countries over other countries. You know, he mentioned like Japan, like the likes of Japan, and saying how, okay, they may grant sovereignty, they may grant permission for the Japanese to come in, right? But when it comes to, let's say, Africans, that's what he said, then they're more reluctant to let Africans just come in because they don't have ties with Africa like that, you know? So I think that conversation to me is really important because it goes back to looking at when it comes to politics, it's like people, he even said out his own mouth, people think of it as what can other countries do for America? If you can't do nothing for America, then they treat you like a second-class citizen, like, you know, you ain't no good, right? You can't benefit America. You look down upon Africa, and Africa is sad because everybody has come in and stripped Africa of its resources. Came in and divided the people up, stripped them of their language, their heritage, their culture. Even in Africa now today, what do you see? You see a lot of Africans are becoming whitewashed. A lot of Africans are trying to be equal to white people, I guess. They pretty much the same thing that has happened in this country with African Americans and how African Americans have been stripped. Same thing happened to Africans over there. They're facing the same struggle, the same problems, unfortunately. You know? And so it's crazy because me growing up, and I talk about this in another video, but me growing up as a young girl, I always looked up, despite the negative images and the documentaries, the videos that they would show us in school, in grade school, about, what Africa looked like and the poverty and stuff and disease. Like, I always looked up to Africa. I always looked up to it as this, just the prototype for Black people in America. I always did that. I always looked to Africans. And then, of course, I got older, and now, being that my interest lies within Black identity, looking at Africans and just talking to Africans and doing research, I'm learning. Africans, some of them, that's not all, some of them still strong, still holding on to that fist, but a lot of them, they letting it go. That fist is opening up, it's getting weaker, and they just aren't, I don't know. I don't know if they have our back. I don't know. I think we need more unity between African Americans and Africans. There definitely needs to be more unity. That's what I'm interested in. I had my friend ask me, well, why are you so interested in politics? You're a woman. Women are supposed to be interested in this. I think that's what it is. Women, they look at it like women should not be interested in politics. Women shouldn't even speak on politics. Like, sit your behind down somewhere. That's what y'all keep talking about, some couch, right? Because women shouldn't speak out on things like this. So God forbid Oprah run for president and start talking about some things. They're gonna be like, who is she to open her mouth and speak about it? And then she's Black. It's just sad how people have associated things with race, and look at Black people as, oh, they nothing. But when words come out of a white person's mouth, everybody's sitting down quiet and listening. And we know those are stereotypes, because take our president, prime example right now, Trump. He white, and look how much attack he's under. It ain't necessarily Black people attacking him. It's white people. His own people attacking him. His own people. Let me read some of y'all comments. And I ain't reading the foolish, ignorant shit. Nobody want to read no foolish, ignorant shit. Let me see. Somebody, I just passed some comment. This is like, okay, I had a Black girl tell me on Facebook her mom always told her white people were devils, and she said I bet you were taught the same thing. All I said was, wow, my parents taught me right from wrong and to love people, and I learned the rest. That's good. I like that. I definitely like that. I made a video the other day about interracial marriage and dating, and I got attacked. Y'all go watch that video on YouTube, and it's also on Facebook. My YouTube channel is Author D Leach. All you gotta do is just type it in, search Author D Leach. Author as in the author of a book. My first initial D and my last name Leach. That is a link to my channel, youtube.com/author D Leach, or you can just search Danny's World. That's my name on YouTube. And I created a video about interracial marriage. And I know they just attack me, because people got different perspectives. It comes from their conditioning. People are conditioned to think and act a certain way. So I get it. People are attacking me, and they say, people wonder why. Somebody posed a comment, the question here on this post, why is race still a big issue, right? Like, why everybody talking about race? And it's just like, look, I make a video, I ain't even talk about I'm dating a white guy. I just express my ideas on interracial marriage, and everybody's just attacking. Y'all got to go read the comments to see what I'm talking about, because some of those comments aren't even worth repeating. But they were just going in like, oh, you a sellout. You got black people saying this. You got white people with their opinion, like, oh, the races shouldn't intermingle. On and on and on and on and on and on. And one comment kind of stood out. Somebody said, because the title of the video says, white men versus black men. What's the big difference? That's the title of the video. And someone answered that question. They said, the difference is one is your enemy and the other is your people. And then I comment, I say, well, I don't see all white people as my enemy. I can't live with that kind of reality, to think that every single white person is my enemy. That's an awful reality to live in. So that goes along with your comment, Trevor, if you're still watching, about the whole thing about seeing white people as devils, and how, yes, you got a lot of black families, parents are teaching their kids that white people are the devil. That's unfortunate, because not all white people, and it's like you wonder why. Think about what that does psychologically, right, to a person. If you grow up as a child, and that's, children have very feeble minds, and minds are so, oh my gosh, malleable and not weak, but you can really do a lot with a child's mind. You can shape it to whatever it is you want to shape that mind to become. And you're being told as a child that white people are devils. And this is your first introduction to white people, to a group of people that look different than what you look like. Just imagine what that child's life is going to be like when they go out in the world and they see all these white people walking around. You get what I'm saying? And then when they get older and they start to see the structure of our society, and how it appears as though white people have all this privilege and all this power, and black people, it appears as though black people don't have any power, right? Don't have no kind of privilege whatsoever. We just fucked up. So yeah, having that kind of, if a child is raised having that kind of thinking, that's going to make it an uncomfortable world for them, a comfortable reality for them to have to live in day to day, to think that. It's very unfortunate. It's a stereotype, just like it can go the other way. It's not that, okay, it's only one-sided, right? Where we look at, what black people are taught. White children are taught a similar thing, They grew up in households where their parents teach them negative things about black people. Black people are lazy. They're ignorant. They don't want to work. They're niggers. They're dumb. They're meaningless in society, And it starts at that age. It really starts, when children are young. This is my research study, you guys. My research right now is in the process of going through IRB approval. because I am going to look at implicit racial bias in children. But yes, research has found that as young as preschool age, like these beliefs, these concepts are already being shaped in these kids' minds. Poor little babies. And somebody asked a question here in this video, why we talk about race? Why is it? It's like it's a cycle, generational thing that keep it going. You keep talking about it. So the parents indoctrinate their kids, and it's just a cycle. They growing up indoctrinate their kids and keep passing it down, and we wonder, how can you keep this thing going? You would think, okay, this is an age-old principle, right? Age-old thing. That shit should have been eliminated a long time ago. But no, just keep it going. When we have a police shooting, and then you get the media involved in it, and they add their spin on it, it keeps the narrative going, the whole racism narrative going. Okay, so y'all know I've been doing this video for over an hour, so I'm kind of getting tired. That's a lot of talking. You say, what? Why do we dance to music about destroying ourselves? I know, it's just ignorance, Aaron Parker. But no, the music I listen to is Beyonce. I like Beyonce. That stuff that they make today, child, I can't listen to music. We have a 70% single parent rate. Why? I know, it's awful. There's a lot of issues, man. We can get a book. We can get a composition book and start to write down all of these questions that you're asking, these issues that we face, and pull black people in a room together and try to talk about it. And, of course, everybody going to have their own opinions. And that's what the whole big push is now, especially within the conscious community, to somehow become organized. We got to get organized. Not that we all have to agree on everything, but if we can somehow get enough people to agree on the same thing, enough to be able to bring about progress and change, then we can make some things happen. What? I say everyone should have a decent, whatever. We as blacks fall into the same traps. We let people know that we actually see. Okay, y'all. But I think I enjoyed this conversation for the ones who actually had meaningful things to contribute. I live in South Mississippi, and every time I go to gas stations or really just anywhere down here, there's always white and blacks talking to each other. Oh, okay. That's good. And in Mississippi. Yeah, I think so. I like to hear stories like that, because it's about human interaction. So it boils down to the human spirit, y'all. And yes, it's ignorance. It's really ignorance to be racist, and it's just ignorance, It's sad, the perspectives, the things that people have been taught, and it goes both ways. We talk about how there's a lot of self-hate within the black community. It's a lot of hate, period, just in people. It's hatred in people. People carry so much hate. Why? Because they've been conditioned that way. It's just conditioning. That's why you can't really get too mad at a person, because what you see is a product of many years of social conditioning that person ain't really have no control over, because before they was brought into this world, they was already conditioned, already have, went through that. And that's the whole thing about being conscious, because when you're conscious, you become more aware, more alert, and you can pull yourself out of the mix. You get what I'm saying? To be able to think about things objectively, responsibly, and maturely, and to see, wait a minute, what's this whole thing about white versus black? It's a war that they want you to get sucked up into. They want you to get sucked up into this shit, Then you get a label, then they want to incriminate you, and then you find yourself what? You don't want to fall into that trap, people, white people and black people. It literally is a trap. You don't want to get sucked up into it, If this was sports, entertainment, a game, then okay, we have different sports teams and people, they play the game, right? The fans. So they take this side. I want to be on this side, Golden State Warriors side. Or I want to play for this. I want to support this team, right? I got this team that. That's one thing. That's sports and entertainment, right? And even then, you have people going back and forth. They get caught up. They really get caught up into that whole this team versus that team thing, to the point where people be fighting and betting all kinds of outrageous amounts of money, and really just get bent out of shape or whatever. But when it comes to race, it's way bigger than that. This is not a game. This is definitely not a game, and lives are at risk. And people, I think are tired of hearing the same narrative. It come a point where people just tired. They're tired of hearing about race, and they just want to hear about something else. All right, guys. I enjoyed talking to you guys. Share this video with all of your friends. I love you guys, even the ones who came and was interested about some couch. And like I said, I don't know about nothing about the couch, but I guess you guys, that's some metaphor. I don't know. Maybe that's the only thing I can think. It's just some metaphor that you guys associate with Oprah, because she, of course, had a lot of people sitting on her couch for over 25 years and getting to know them and introducing them to the world. And she's a legend in that respect. People honor and respect Oprah. For her couch that she welcomed a lot of people to. So, Oprah for President 2020. Woohoo! Love you guys. Smooches. Have a good night. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.